T-word time. Okay. Hey guys, it's Leffen. It's half another tier list. I'm just kidding. Yeah, but so it's been a week and we did a tier list. It would actually be pretty interesting to compare them. But yeah, so it's been a week and there's been a patch just now today, and we still don't know the full extent of the patch. So this is the old tier list, and we'll kind of be looking at this a little bit, but mostly just trying to redo it because obviously the tier list was done after one day, and plenty of it was inaccurate or not complete. So I think we're going to do the tier list slightly differently this way because we're going to rank characters that are similar. Like, we're going to do them as a group. So the Marth clones, for example, are going to be done as a group. We're going to do slow and heavy first. I think slow and heavy characters are better in this game than they've ever been, but they are still slow and heavy in a game where... Okay, so let me rephrase that rather. Slow and heavy characters' stats, like the damage they do, how long they live and stuff like that, is more buff than ever, right? Some characters live to forever and they have good recoveries now and they do a shit ton of damage. However, I wouldn't really say that they're in a better spot than they've ever been because of one thing, and that's movement. Movement in this game is more important than ever. So the fact that heavy characters or slow characters are still slow will hurt them more in this game than they would in Smash 4, for example, because in Smash 4 you couldn't really abuse someone's lack of movement as much. So we're going to go through the heavies and slow characters first. So we're starting just with the classical heavies, right? So Bowser, I think Bowser is actually A or B. I'm going to put him as B right now. I think people sleep on him really hard. He lives forever. His recovery is good. His edge guarding is good because he has a good recovery. Fair is just so good. Side B is a grab that you can do from the air that kills. And auto shielding is worse in this game. Being able to beat shield from the air is always good. D3, people have been saying D3 is really good. I think he's personally in C tier, but like high C tier. So keep in mind that this is not going to be ordered, especially for these tiers. I might order the top tiers, but I'm not going to order the mid tiers because they're too hard to. Incineroar, I wouldn't really classify as a slow character. So we're going to get to him later. He's not that heavy either. He's more of a slow character. So Bowser, we'll just go up and down, okay? So super heavyweights. Bowser, King K. Rool. I think King K. Rool is still really strong. I think he might be a bit worse than... He's definitely worse than I thought he would be. He's incredibly stupid though, and I think a lot of characters will like just outright lose really hard to him. But I would still consider him the same tier-ish as Bowser. Incineroar, we'll get to him. Donkey Kong. I think Donkey Kong is probably the best heavy. Cargo throw to back throw is really strong. His recovery is good. Down B is good. Nair is good. Upper is good. Charge punch is obviously good. Like, you're going to be able to parry into charge punch a lot of things in this game. Yeah, just in general, super solid character. Basically a spacing Marth-ish, like Marth-like character almost. But when you compare to Marth and then you put on his weight, how long he lives, his kill throws, his strength, like just being able to kill with the run up tilt is super strong. I think you can pretty easily see why he's like high tier. King Dedede. Yeah, as I say, I think King Dedede is pretty good. He has some really solid stuff for sure. I just think that his ground game is a bit too slow and weak to really compare in this game. He would probably do really well against slow characters though, but I don't think slow characters are going to dominate the game anyway, so countering those characters is significantly less important. Ganondorf. I think he's okay, but I would still not be surprised if he's bottom or low tier. It's just kind of his character archetype, honestly. But I want to be clear that he is not a bad character if you compare him to the bad characters of other Smashes. He's still really scary once he gets going. He's really strong. His Smashes kill you at 50, but I just don't think at top level he will be relevant eventually. Charizard. I don't think we're going to rank Charizard, but I think Charizard himself would be C tier or maybe D tier, but as a kit, he is significantly stronger. Okay, so we're going to kind of bridge over to slow characters next. But Incineroar, as I said, is like, he's a slow heavy. He is really heavy, but he's not heavy in the sense that most characters, like people have traditionally put heavy characters, where heavy characters have slow moves. They have like long cooldowns. They don't have combos as much, stuff like that. I think he is maybe B tier, maybe A tier. It's really hard to say, honestly, because it really depends on who the top tiers are. And I think he could do well against a lot of characters, but I also think he could be hard countered by a few, like Belmont, for example. It also really depends on the stage list. If he needs battlefield stages generally, if the stage is too wide, like say the Anoa or the Kalos Pokemon League, where it's just really fucking wide, he will have trouble catching up to the character. If it's just FD, then he gets camped. Battlefield is just a really good thing because he can abuse his upper, he can abuse his fast falling speed by falling through platforms. He's a surprisingly good character, I think, despite his weaknesses. But I think overall he'll probably end up B tier, maybe low A tier. So we're going to put him in front just so people get that he's maybe a little bit better. But yeah, he's a character that I think is really slow. And next we're going to go into, so run speed is not what we're looking at. I don't think run speed is very relevant in this game, unless you're Sonic, who has a ridiculous run speed. In this game, initial dash will decide a lot more. So let me just take up the game real quick, and I'll show you guys what initial dash is versus run speed. So I actually think it's better, for example, to have a good initial dash than a good run speed, basically because the initial dash is what you use to space your moves. You don't really have that much time to, run really far. And Tears with Samus, for example, is just so good that she can almost teleport with her dash into a move. Now, she doesn't have the best moves out of it, but like this sliding F tilt, for example, that you just saw is just ridiculous. This is actually where some characters are like surprising spots where you look at Sonic, right? He's actually third on the initial dash. And some characters like Bowser's a heavy. Why does he have this fast of a dash? I think King K. Rool is surprisingly high too. But yeah, so we're going to go down to the slow characters right here. And we're going to rank them. Let's go up here. So we're going to rank all these bottom four and leave out Simon and Richter for pretty obvious reasons. So starting with Olimar. Olimar's a character that a lot of people have been hyping up. Although I think he has a good kit in some ways. Like Pikmin can be really powerful. His aerials can do a lot of damage. He can string together moves. He has down throat combos. He has the super armor thing. I've seen people put him top 10. And to me, top 10 is frankly ridiculous. I think because of his terrible initial dash speed. Terrible. And we'll also look at, for this list, I think it's good to also look at the airspeed. And Olimar is in the bottom for that one too. I just think that slow characters, even when they have good moves in Smash games, always tend to get worse as they go on. Unless that game is Brawl. That's the only game where slow characters could excel. And basically because you couldn't dash in the game because you would trip. And even in Brawl, eventually faster characters started in general move up higher. I think Olimar is not bad though. I think he's probably mid tier, maybe D, but I do think he will have really good results in early because he's obnoxious to play against and he just does a lot of damage. The fact that he has a tether grab, the fact that he has a lot of landing lag on a lot of his aerials. We can look at this list, for example. He has 18 frames from upper, which is huge because you want to be able to cover air dodge as well. And then 18 frames on downer, 13 frames on nair, 9 on both fair and back air. This causes him to really struggle with basically keeping up with the high mobility characters. Landing with, say, Yoshi against Olimar will not be hard because you can just move way faster than him. I will probably put in C tier. He's one of the characters I think I am like the most against. Someone said, if you rank all these characters, this will take 5 hours. You're probably right. I need to rank characters faster. What other characters are slow? Mii Gunner. Mii Gunner is actually a character that I slept on, but being slept on in this game basically means that you're mid-tier, in my opinion. If you're like, I think mid-tier is surprisingly decent. Or like Mii Gunner is surprisingly decent. Jigglypuff is alright. I think people are overhyping her a little bit. Still think she will get punched. Like Jigglypuff is a character that excels when other characters don't have good recovery, but she has. And when her punish game is way better than other characters' punish game. And also her range is better. I think she gets outranged by a lot of character in this game, and that's why I think she's a lot better because she can edge guard now, but still severely lacking in many things. But she did get some really good buffs, so she's definitely not as bad anymore. Ice Climbers. I think Ice Climbers are actually pretty bad relative to this game, obviously. They're just a bit too slow. I don't think their desyncs will be as big of a deal. And yeah, they're bad airspeed, bad ground speed in a game where that will be a huge deal. They might actually be low tier. We'll see. I'll probably put them on low tier because someone needs to be bottom tier. Me Swordfighter. I think Me Swordfighter is okay. Probably not a very good like relative to the other sword characters. I think Sword is probably D tier. Not too bad, but not too good either. I guess we'll rank Brawler. I actually have no idea where to rank Brawler. I haven't like played Brawler at all. So I'm just gonna rank them mid. I heard Zero said that Brawler was buffed and Brawl was already pretty good, so we're gonna put him mid. We're gonna trust in Zeros. Ryu and Ken, I actually don't know much about. Ken is significantly faster than Ryu though. I think Ryu will probably suffer in this game a bit more. His kill confirms aren't as good, but he's still good. Bowser Jr. I think is probably one of the worst characters in the game. I think it counts like his kit just isn't very good. He's not terrible. His upper is okay. His backer is okay. He just has trouble killing. It's not fast. Doesn't fit the engine very well. Duck Hunt I think is okay. Probably D tier though, but it's not too bad. And the fact that they have a good recovery is always going to be good in a game where not everyone has really annoying character to fight though. Snake, I think Snake is actually bottom or low tier. I'm gonna put him bottom so I trigger people, but like I think Snake's kit just doesn't work in this game. It was great in Brawl, but his areas are so much lag. Like look at this. 16 frames on Nair, 19 frames on Bear, 19 frames on Fair, 15 frames on Upper. Wow. 20 frames on Dare. It's just so bad. He's so heavy. He's so slow. Like, where is he on airspeed? Snake. Yeah, he's really fucking slow on everything. Dash deck's okay. F tilt and up tilts are okay. Down tilt's okay. That's kind of about it. His Snake's gimmicks or like his own stuff, his kit with grenades, dummies will work, but I think a lot of it is also kind of gimmicky. He doesn't have a combo throw past like 30. His down throw is not good at all because of grab invincibility, you can't down throw to down throw. You have to down throw into dash attack. So yeah, he just gets fucked by sword characters generally, and especially by Belmonts. Belmonts fucking murder this character. Okay, I'll do Ridley. I think Ridley is mid tier. I thought he was heavier than he was, but he has a surprisingly good edge carding actually. I think it will do really well against characters you can edge guard. You can side B and just drag them all over. His old projectiles can kind of camp some characters out, or at least make them a bit antsy. And then I think if parrying turns out to be a big deal, he can parry into really strong moves. Yeah, surprisingly good character. Also gets a combo from down throw, and his dash deck's fast and good. I'm like happily surprised by him. Isabelle and Villager, right? I think Isabelle is like pretty fucking bad, but also not really fucking bad. I don't know. It's hard to play. I think she'll counter some characters really well. Like she does really well against Belmonts and King K. Rool, for example, because of her steal mechanic. But sadly, I think this game is too fast for those characters. Fishing Rod's really good sometimes, but same thing with Villager. They're annoying. They're probably better than Snake. They're not too bad by any means, but I think this game revolves too much around fast movement and throwing out good solid attacks that can also work against shield. Villager's, in my opinion, clearly better than Isabelle though, but I also don't know too much about those characters. I think Mega Man's bad. He just doesn't seem very much for me, like too good for me. I might be wrong, but with footstools being nerfed and stuff like that, I have a hard time seeing him be great. He does have decent aerials, but other characters just do it better than him, and his recovery isn't fantastic either. Someone saying I haven't played many Mega Mans, that's completely correct. I could be really wrong about many of the Smash 4 only characters, but I think relative to other characters, Mega Man didn't benefit as much from he still has pretty laggy aerials. Like, look at his aerials, right? Fair has 10 frames, which compared to the other frames is not good. Nair is obviously like weird AF, not better. Backer has 20, upper has 20, Dare has 15. Yeah, and he's not fast, so I think he'll struggle. I think Luigi's mid. He has some combo throws. He has some solid moves. His recovery's worse though. I think he might be able to get gimped by characters since edge guarding will be a bigger deal in this game. I think it's mid. I think Robin's okay, but probably D tier. If I had to guess. I don't know too much about the specific Robin tech though, so you'll have to forgive me if this is really wrong. But although some buffs happened, I think the game speeding up is really bad for Robin. So I don't think they'll do too well. But still a character with legitimately really strong tools. Like Arc Fire is really good. The sword, when it's strong, is really strong. But just won't really be able to like be oppressive in a game that might be too fast for them. I was a little bit hyped on Lucas, but the more I think about it, he's actually one of the weaker characters, but he is not weak. He's probably D tier, and I think Ness is probably also D tier, but a little bit better than Lucas. Ness has the fair, his upper covers a lot. He has the better throws. The fact that Lucas doesn't seem to have a combo throw really hurts him. Ike's a weird one. I think he's probably B tier. He has some really good moves. I have a hard time really really knowing where to put him because he is a bit slow, but his aerials are ridiculous. But he also doesn't have the best ground game. And when you compare him to some of the other sword characters, they have way better ground game than he has. And outside of upper and backer, I actually think he might struggle to kill a bit in some matchups where they're just really good at staying out of those two moves. Like especially short characters, you can't really backer them easily. I think Kirby is low tier. Not too much to explain. It's just Kirby, too slow in the air, not good enough on the ground. Doesn't seem to have many good combo throws or combos in general because of the slow airspeed. Basically a worse puff. Piranha Plant. Now Piranha Plant is easily S tier. We'll do Wario. I think Wario is good, but also a bit overrated. I think he's a really weird character to play. His Nair pops them up well for combos. His upper is good. His aim ability is good. But I think this game will be a bit more ground based, and he doesn't seem to have the aerial that you can just throw out against people that are shielding. At least against characters that he can't easily cross up. I think Wario's alright, but probably D or C tier. Put him C tier because the Wario mains will come after me. Well, they smell. Game & Watch, really hard to put for me. I think probably D. Rosalina is probably D or E tier. I'm gonna put E because I hate Rosalina's kit. It's such a cool potential. It's a puppet character, but all you really do is send it out and press jab. Samus, both bad. Not awful or anything, but tether grab, not great combos, slow projectiles. Yeah, this game being faster definitely doesn't help them. People get real trigger orders in it. I think she might be D, but I don't know. I think she's just really slow in this game. I don't know about her specific nerfs or buffs though, so that's a character that I don't know too much about. I'll probably put her D if people are really, really certain about her being good, because I realized that she's definitely better than Zelda, who is E. Pits, they seem okay. I would put them as D tier. They do have good recoveries. They do have pretty solid strings. Still struggle a bit with killing, and I don't think their ground moveset is all that fantastic, and their arrows aren't super fantastic either. Overall, decent characters. Let me see if there's anything more here. Pac-Man. I think Pac-Man's probably bad. It's a bit too slow. Doesn't seem to have the best ground moves. Decent recovery. Item throws will, however, be harder to get because of the increased speed. And yeah, just overall kind of meh move, actual moves, along with the bad grab. Lil Mac will most likely be E tier eventually because edge guarding is just too strong against him, and aerials in general got extremely buffed in Ultimate, and he, doesn't do aerials. Link, I think, is probably E tier. And as you might notice already, right, there's a lot of characters in E tier. This is because E tier in this game is not bad. There's actually each of these characters have good shit. Trust me. I don't think Link is bad character. I just think he's a bit too slow, and you should be picking Young Link or Toon Link above him. So I think Toon Link is probably here. I think Young Link might be high tier. Young Link is surprisingly good. Despite his problems with killing, I think his bombs and arrows just do really well against some characters. And his fair being a good edge guarding tool, along with the good recovery, means he can really go out there against some characters. Greninja, I think, is D. Or actually, I'm going to put Greninja E. Not because I think Greninja is super terrible, but I think his kit just doesn't really flow together at all in this game. Like, he has like this wonky no combo throw with no, like his fair being kind of slow to put out. His upper and downer not being anything special in this game. Bad dash attack. Good down tilts and decent specials, but overall, I think he maybe should have gotten some of his nerfs back from Smash 4. Doc, I think I overrated Doc quite a bit, but I think he's D tier along with Mario. Not sure who's better. Honestly, haven't seen too much of them played, but they're usually solid characters, and their aerials are pretty good. Okay, Bayo. I think Bayo is actually low tier. Perfect Bayonetta might be better, but she's just so weak in this game. She has no combo throw. Her aerials are not that fantastic anymore compared to everyone else's. She actually has a decent amount of landing lag on a lot of her stuff. Like outside of upper, that is also heavily nerfed. Bear and Nair have 10 frames, Fair have 12, Dare has 30. Witch Time's nerfed. She has a lot of lag after side B. I don't know. I think Bayo is just like a character that's pretty hard to actually play in this game. Like I think playing her properly in this game is really hard. And for all that, for all the work you put in, you just cannot kill. She has like no kill, like good kill moves at all, and it's honestly a bit sad to see a character be that bad that was so good in the previous game. I think she's an interesting design. I think she hopefully eventually as she keeps getting buffs, she'll be more interesting eventually. But I think they kind of went with the strategy, let's over nerf her and then make her better eventually. Okay, so something I'm going to do now is I'm going to put Diddy in A tier instead of top tier. One of the reasons for this is because item dropping was nerfed. This is one of the big things we know about the patch now that is actually confirmed, that before you could just drop a banana out of anything, just anything. Like any combo, any hit, you can always just drop banana to cancel the combo. That was obviously a huge buff since Diddy is the character that always has an item. He is still solid though. He does lack some of the like general output and power. He can't really kill from straight hits. He needs a banana into an F smash for the most part, which really hurts him. But yeah, still a really solid neutral character with a lot of options and a kit that just flows well together. But other characters being stronger, I think hurts him. Falcon, I think Falcon's D-ish, good dash speed, but not too good moves out of it. Decent combo throw. Knee can be good, but still pretty hard to land. Toon Link and Young Link also got nerfed because of the item drop thing, as well as Peach and Daisy. Wii Fit Trainer, I honestly have no fucking idea about this character, but I'm gonna put them bottom tier because I don't think anyone will be upset that Wii Fit is bottom tier. Let's be real. Who fucking plays Wii Fit Trainer? I'm gonna lose the Wii Fit Trainer, by the way. Ken, I think, is mid tier. I think he's definitely better than Ryu. But still a bit too slow. Not the greatest aerials, which is really important in this game. We'll see, though. I think they have a lot of potential. Okay, I think we're getting about ready for the sword characters. Okay, let's do Sheik. I think Sheik's like D. She has some really good matchups versus some characters that are bad recovery, but she's just too weak, honestly. That really hurts her. I think she might be able to move up, though. She might be C tier. Let's put a C tier. I like Sheik. I want people to believe in Sheik. Yeah, let's do sword characters now. Who's the worst sword character? I think that's a pretty interesting question. It might honestly be Marth, which is fucking crazy. But I think it's Corrin probably. And because of how good the Marth characters are, I think Corrin, despite their tools, actually, what the fuck's wrong with me? I put male Corrin. What the fuck is wrong with me? I think they're still mid tier. I think Marth and Lucina are really close. They're actually, despite being really good, I think they're probably A or high B. It's so hard for me to tell, honestly. I'll put Cloud in this tier as well. His recovery really hurts him. He might actually be worse than Corrin, so I'm going to put him close. I think he got a bit over nerfed, but I think they're doing the same thing with Bayo. Over nerf and then slowly bring them up again. I don't know about these characters. They're probably we got to put some people in A tier. I think Meta Knight's also A tier. Overrated him a little bit. I said before that I think Meta Knight's going to be a character that people realize, oh shit, he doesn't do that much damage. He has trouble killing. And then as people get better with the character and the absolute top tiers get nerfed, we're going to keep seeing Meta Knight do better and better and better, and then possibly eventually be one of the best. He does edge guard really well though, so I think he probably wins over some really good characters like Belmont and Crom. I think Wolf is a sword character. I think Wolf plays so similarly to a Marth character in this game with a bit more extra tools. I think he's probably low A tier. While we're ranking, let's do the spaces a bit actually. Mewtwo is actually also a sword character almost. He plays so similarly. Like, he doesn't have a combo throw, but he has a projectile and huge recovery instead. But overall, he's still going to be a spacing character. And when you compare him to Marth, that's what I feel like. Wait, he has the good recovery, a good projectile, a better kill throw. F smash kills super early. Up smash is good. Like, down tilt combos to everything, up tilt combos to everything. Like, I think you noticed then that Mewtwo is just really fucking strong. So I think he's top tier-ish at least. So Shulk, I have trouble playing Shulk. I think Shulk is possibly better than Marth and Lucina, but I honestly don't know. I think it really depends on how good his stances are, and I'll be honest, I don't know enough about Shulk to say that. I think it's just Roy and Chrom left, right? Okay, so I think both Roy and Chrom are easy top tiers. Easy top tiers. Chrom is better than Roy, I would say, in most matchups, but Roy is a bit more even, and I think people are making the decision that Roy is outright worse than Chrom early, because I think eventually you might be able to use some of his weak hits to kill confirm, such as weak up air. We'll see though. I think making the decision to play both characters is actually really good, so you can counter some of the characters that can gimp Chrom early. We'll talk more about Chrom in a bit though. So yeah, Roy's our boy. I think that's kind of it. Let's do some of the remaining characters. I think Sonic is actually really fucking good in this game. Maybe, like, I think he's probably high tier. Just like I said, initial dash matters more, but he still has one of the absolute best initial dashes. His attacks aren't the best, but they're still really fucking like decent, and with his speed, his recovery, all of his gimmicks, like, yeah, his gimmicks might have gone a bit nerfed, but like, he still has so many options for every spot. When you play like Chrom against him, it's just Chrom, like Marth and stuff like that, it's just, wait, I'm supposed to juggle you. Why do you have like 5 more options after you already spent your jump? If you can up B into a directional air dodge to the edge, for example, it's just like, how the fuck am I supposed to edge guard this? He's also just a fast character with like good options. And the fact that this F smash has startup but low recovery and really safe and really big range matter. Like, he doesn't need to run shield F smash now. He can just run F smash. And if you want to hit like Sonic's startup of F smash, you have to like make a big guess on where he's gonna be because he's so fast. I think Palutena is B tier. Pretty solid character overall. Not the best, but still very, very solid. Might actually be A tier, but my knowledge on her is making me like a little bit uneasy about putting her high tier, because high tier is generally characters that I feel like these characters are good. But yeah, high or low high, basically. Lucario is probably around here. It's really hard for me to say. I don't know too much of Lucario. I'm kind of going to put him in B because I don't know too much about him, and I would rather put like these characters in general I'm less sure about, whereas these characters I feel like I can say confidently that I think these characters are good. But yeah, people will have to tell me more about them, especially Lucario. I think he's very, very likely to be in B tier. In fact, I'm going to put him in B tier because he ended up C tier. Searsuit, fast dash, decent combos, but lacks heavily in kill power. Probably still going to be B tier though once people master her. The fact that she has a really good recovery and the invincible down B helps her out a lot. I think Peaches are top tier. Good recovery, good aerials, good tech. New side B is great. Dash attack's good. Just looks really scary, honestly. We don't know exactly how good they are, but they're definitely not bad. I think they are characters that are, like, we can safely say these characters are going to be fucking scary once people master them. Exactly how good they are and how much you can master them will have to depend, but we'll see. We'll talk a little bit more about the top tiers in a bit though. Okay, I think let's do Fox and Falco. I think Fox is likely A or B. I'm gonna put him B. Falco, I actually still think is top tier, but I think he's leaning towards low top tier now, He has perhaps the best combo game in the entire game. That's kind of redundant, but you get the point. All of his moves just do a lot of damage too. Like some combo characters like Meta Knight or Wolf, they struggle in other areas such as killing, but Falco actually has really good kill options with up smash and back air, along with a great recovery. His main problem is that he doesn't have the spacing aerial. Back air's good, but it's not quite as big of an arc as, say, a Wolf's Fair or a Chrom's Fair or Mewtwo's Fair. Still think he's incredible and that people are sleeping hard on him. But I do realize that Falco is a character that's a big question mark in my opinion. Rob, I think Rob's really good actually. Great recovery, great projectiles, good dash attack, good throws. I can't see how this character will be bad. He also doesn't actually seem to struggle with killing because of Nair, backer, and down smash. And he is pretty heavy, right? Yeah, he's like 17th. Like up there with Snake, Ike, Link, Yoshi. I think Rob is definitely sleeping. Like people are definitely sleeping on Rob right now. His recovery will let him like really go to town on some of the characters like Belmont and Carl Maroy. Let's try to find if there's anyone I think is high tier. I think Pichu and Pikachu are really close. It's really hard for me to tell who's better. I think people are overrating them a bit, but I think they're most likely still going to be high tier. Not because their kit is super impressive or anything. I think it's mostly just because they have really good. They're really small. They're really hard to hit. They have great recoveries. They can gimp characters. They have a lot of decent kill options while not having anything super strong. Actually, I take that back. Thunder off stage and F smash by the edge with Pichu specifically, like Thunder with Pokers, it can be a really strong kill option. We'll have to see though, but I think they're definitely among the strongest characters in the game. And I really look forward to seeing what people can do with Pichu because I think that character might be better than Pikachu, but will also be a bit harder to play because of how light she is. She is going to be very fragile. You're really going to have to like put in work to make up for the fact that she is the lightest character in the game, like by actually a significant margin. Okay, we don't have that many characters left, huh? I'll do Pokemon Training last because that's who I'm looking forward to main. I think people are sleeping big time on Yoshi. I think Yoshi's moves and his speed, like look at his fucking air speed, okay? He is so fucking fast. He has a double jump armor. His upper is amazing. His F is amazing. His Nair is incredible. His Nair is fucking insane. It's such a good scramble tool. I think it comes out like frame 3 or something. So out of shield, it's just going to be so good. Oh, his eggs bounce now. They do a lot of damage. His fair is incredible for edge guarding. I think people are sleeping hard on this character. His F smash and up smash are both fast and do a lot of damage and kill. Yeah, his backer will kill at high percent. His upper will kill at high percent. I think he might honestly be top tier. Yeah, fuck it. We're going to put Yoshi top tier. Make the headlines. The fact that he doesn't have a tether grab doesn't matter nearly as much in this game because, well, shield grabbing kind of sucks. The fact that he has an amazing Nair out of shield makes him super strong out of shield anyway. And no shield. Oh yeah, his shield can't be shield poked, which means that in this game, that's a huge bonus because you can actually shield poke really easily if you get a low shield. And yeah, his double jump armor is super good in this game. Okay, so we have Inkling, we have Belmonts, and Pokemon. So we'll do Belmonts first. I think Belmonts still top tier. I don't know where in top tier they are. They just destroy so many of the characters that are... I have to make it so... Richter is better than Simon, because fuck Simon. I think these characters just delete so many random-ass characters in this game. To my surprise, they're a bit hard to control and space the fair and backer and upper with. Versus fast characters like Yoshi and Mewtwo in the air. Actually, not Mewtwo because he's big, but he has this fast characters in the air. And let's say Peach and Daisy that can control their airspeed really well. I think it can be really hard to actually like juggle characters. The smaller ones like Pikachu and Pichu go under a lot of stuff. And their recovery is definitely not amazing. However, I do think the fact that they just stomp a lot of bad characters in a game where every character that is bad is still amazing compared to most Smash games makes it so that they're just a really valuable character to know how to play. Inkling is probably the best character in the game. I actually think I underrated them quite a bit. The fact of the matter is that Inkling just has such a loaded kit. Like, everything they have is just so amazing. See, the trend when you look at this, right, is that There's a few characters here that have good recoveries with decent kits. Like I think Mewtwo is actually like his spacing kit might actually be worse than Mars, but because of his amazing recovery and a little bit better kill options, he can go so much further off stage and edge guards, which puts him in an entire tier above. Falco's recovery, like I think Falco and Wolf are pretty similar, but Falco having an amazing recovery and better kill options puts him an entire tier above Wolf, despite some of his like general fighting kit being worse. Simon and Richter like stomp half the characters, yet I still don't think they're clear top tiers because of how bad the recovery is. Pikachu and Pichu both don't have amazing aerials to like fight against shield with and lack some other things, but they are still top tier just because of the recovery. Inkling's recovery is fucking stupid good. It has a hitbox on startup and landing. You get a new side B jump every time you get hit, even if you have no ink. With most characters, like Roy, Chrom, Peach, Daisy, if you up B right by the edge, you go past the edge to prevent them from just up being for free to sweet spot. With Inkling, for some reason, this doesn't happen. I don't understand why, it just doesn't happen. Added with the fact that ledge trumping basically means that if you get to the edge safely, you're fucking safe in this game. They buffed your ledge options too, so ledge trumping isn't nearly as good in this game as it used to be. And Inkling has good options from the edges anyway because of side B, neutral B, good fair, and nair. Yeah, it's really stupid. Characters that get to the edge easily in this game are just nigh on-edge guardable. And I really hate that Inkling's recovery is so good, along with the fact that they have the best damage building like kit in the entire game. Like you get hit by a jab, you get 15-18% from the jab. You get hit by one more attack, and now you're fully inked. You take 50% more damage from everything, and then they kill you with an up smash at 110 or 100. Like it's so ridiculous. The backer, while some areas are unsafe on shield, I feel like shield is not going to be nearly as big of a problem. Inkling's dash dance is just so stupid good. Like, dash dancing is already good in this game, and yet they managed to make a dash animation that dodges like half the moves. And a lot of characters in this game actually have a lot of trouble hitting the very floor once they're airborne. When you are in the air in this game, it's hard. Like, you actually have to wait usually a little bit to fall before you can like actually hit the very, very floor. In melee, there's a lot of attacks like that will short up nair and will hit like the entire front of you, like, and below you as well. Whereas in this game, it's really hard to have that aerial that just hits really low in front of you, and that means that Inkling can just dash into you and like dash attack, F tilt, grab super easily. They can run away from you. Dashing is just a great escape option in a game where roll and shield have been heavily nerfed. Okay, so the final character, Pokemon Trainer. I think this character is top tier. I'll be upfront. I think this character is so much fun. With sweet swapping still in the game, let me get the tweet. Let me get the tweet. Although this thing that I'm showing right now is not the reason why they're top tier, this is just a really fucking good tool you can use. What this effectively makes, look at this. Oh. So basically, generally, let me explain fast swapping real quick. Fast swapping is removing the 3-second cooldown. Yes, I'll do this sign. 3-second cooldown by just doing a special in between the swap. And this is most relevant, I think, to Squirtle. Squirtle's already, in my opinion, the best character outside of all the Pokemons. But with fast swapping, what you can do is that you can jump out. You can do an aerial really fucking far out. You do down B. You transform into Ivysaur, right? Ivysaur has a really fucking long tether grab. Even if you don't hit the tether, you still get height with the Vine Whip, and you can use that one to edge guard as well, like I did on the, like here, like there. Then once you go into Charizard, because you can do that right now because of the fast swapping, you get a second jump because Charizard has 2 double jumps. And you can either side B back, which will get you back a lot more times than you think it would, and then also up B again. So it's extremely hard to pin down Pokemon Trainer. Pokemon Trainer in general just has a lot of options. Probably the character in the top tier that has the most even matchup spread, simply because you can pick there's no character that will hard counter them. oh, a character is good against small characters that try to gimp you. Well, I'll play Ivysaur. Like, you know, Squirtle's not great versus, say, Sonic or Pikachu because you can't gimp those characters. Well, then you can just switch into Ivysaur once you get percent and kill them at like 80 with down throw up B. Charizard, whilst like overall mid tier, I think still an incredibly good character because you only need to play him when he's needed, when your opponent's high percent, when you're edge guarding, when you're juggling. Look at this dash speed. Like Charizard is really fucking fast at dashing too, and he has a kill throw with up throw on Battlefield. So I think Pokemon Trainer is actually about here. I do think Pokemon Trainer is incredibly hard to play correctly though. You literally have to master 3 characters, but not only 3 characters. You have to master swapping between 3 characters like this, and fast swapping only made the character even more complex to play. So I think we're about done. I'm not satisfied, and this, as I said, a patch just came out and we know nothing about it. Actually, yeah, fuck this. Everyone spam Leffen A.